everybody. All right, welcome. So today I just thought it'd be fun, do a quick video to show you some neat little licks around some of your basic open chords. Because a lot of people think, well, you know, I got to play up the neck to be cool and play licks and riffs, and that's not the case. There's all kinds of good picking here. I have a couple of videos in my library that might help you with this. One of them is called The Secret Crossed Out Second Fret. And it talks about these notes here. There's 6 notes, 3 strings played fretted and open that give you some amazing notes that go along with a lot of your open chords that we play right here. Okay? So check that video out. This is an extension of that. And the second thing, any of these licks I show you, you can add to these using a simple philosophy that I also have a video on, which is kind of like, I think I call it the Ray scale, which is a philosophy of playing notes 2 frets apart and 1 string up or down. Okay, and I'll explain as I go here, right? So let's start off with the simple lick, and this is a cool one because it's A minor to C, and that is such a popular chord progression. So a lot of times you'll see A minor C G, or A minor C F, or A minor C D, 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 A minor C. Like there'll be all these A minor C combinations. So this is a good one to know. You can play this to lead into a song that's in A minor C, or you can play it in between the chords in that song. You can play it at the end of a verse going to a chorus, or vice versa. You're only limited by your creativity and your imagination. So let's get into it. And the first thing we do is we play the B string open. Okay? And then we either hammer on the C note, which is the first fret, right? Of that B string. Or we just play it both. It's up to you. You get a different sound when you hammer on as to when you just play it. So we're going to play open, fretted, open. Okay? Then we're going to take that A root right there, that A string, or that A note on the G string, 2nd fret, and we're going to play it open, and then play a full A minor chord. So all together. Right? Now we're going to do the same thing, right? But this time we're going to go to the C and play a full C. So all together. Right? So that leads us nicely into a simple open chord progression of A minor and C. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is off of the D chord. And before I do this, I want to remind you that except for the A, okay, and if you play your G my way, every root note of your open chords is on your little ring finger here. Okay, so let me show you quickly. So A, we've already established. Now, some people play their A like this. It's like a D shape, okay, but it's all scrunched into to get those 3 strings in the same fret. I don't, but some people do. And if you do, well, you get your root of A right here. But I'm not going to include that because I play my A either this way or this way. So other than A, and of course B is a bar chord, C has its root here, D right here, E right here, F right here on the ring, G, we have 2 here, 1 there, okay? So, and if you want to go to A minor, same thing. And if you want to go to E minor, same thing. All right? So that if you get into trouble, just remember, open chord, a root. It's not always the lowest root, but it is a root. And when you're playing notes over chords or playing along, ideally you want to try to play the root notes of the chords that are playing or that you're playing over. So keep that in mind. So here's our D. And we're going to take the D note, and we're going to go up 2 frets. We're going to do a little slide. Right? Play the D, play that E. So D, play the D note, slide it up, play the E, play the D, back to the D chord. Now, if you want to stretch that out a little bit, especially coming from that D root note to the D chord, like, it can be a little challenging. So put an open B in there. So right? Now we have. Okay, now you don't have to stop there. Because remember, if you've watched my video about 4-note boxes, wherever we have a root note, that's a safe note. That note is going to sound good over the D chord or the corresponding chord. You don't have to worry about that. And the other thing is, if we go 2 frets up on the same string, remember, scales are played along the screen, one string. So we're actually in the scale. So by going 2 up, this note is going to be good no matter what it is. We don't have to know what it is. We just know that if it's 2 frets up from the root, you can play it all day. So now we can play a box. So there's my D, go up to my E. Now I can go, and I can take these strings right here. Open B, back to the D. And they're all going to sound good. Right? Now remember that little thing I just did with the pinky? A little pull off like that. That's one of those notes, right? Under the root. There's the root there's the root right there. So I can play this note. It's going to sound good because it's part of the box. So that's a cool little lick too, right? And you can also go the other way too. So we can go down and grab that C. So we could do something like, because that C is part of the B string and it's in the scale. So those notes are all going to sound good. I can go on that one string, no problem. But let's keep it simple at first, because you got to build up to this. You got to build up some, again, muscle memory. You got to get the whole idea of your fingers moving, where they go, keep them in time, keep them harmonic, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's the extended one. Here's the short one. Here's the one without the open B. Okay, and let's go back and take a look at this. There's that one. And now we'll do one around the E minor. Okay, so remember E minor, same thing. We have our root right here. Now we could play this a number of ways. We are safe anywhere we go. We can go E minor chord, come out here, any box, look, there's the box, up to the G, okay, so let's take a look at that again. We're starting on E minor, we can maybe even strum it. Then we're isolating on the root, okay? So we're strumming, isolating on the root, slide over 2. Now we can go here, go up here like this, or we can go this way. And at any time break into our chord of E minor, and it'll all sound good. So you have multiple options here. I can use the open strings, go back and forth. There's my G. Coming out of my G, I can go. There's my box, right? Off of the root. So let's do that slow again. So let's go, we're strumming E minor. Here's my E. I can go back and forth. I can play my E minor now. I could go. Any of those notes are good, as you'll find out. This is where your ear comes in. So if you keep it simple for now, when you're learning, and just take the one note 2 frets from the root. So on the D, you just go like this, take that, come back and play your D. On the A minor, if we take the play any of those in any order, and it'll all sound good, right? And once again, on that E minor, if we start here, we can either go out, or we can just play. So we're using 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Want to not use the G? Let's not use that G. Let's just use these notes here. Let's go up. So we have all kinds of options. But all you have to remember is start on the root and play off of the root. So wherever your root is, we can go 2, we can go down here 2, back to the root, or we can go to the top end of the guitar, the lower end of the scale. There's our E minor. All right, so repetition is so important. Don't worry about speed. Start off like this. Okay, once again. And over here. Let's expand it. Let's include this C note now. Okay, and again, the E minor. To the A. Off the A. Off the A, we're making a box. To E major or E minor. So it's all based off of the root note being, and then if you want to expand on it, you go 2 frets up, 1 string up or down, make a little box, but then head back to your chord, right? It'll take some doing because you have to factor the chord into the timing. So what I mean by that is if you're playing A minor, 2, right? A minor, 2, 2, 3, 4, A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to kind of keep the timing up that way if you're not using it as an intro. If you're using it as an intro, like the song starting off, for example, and you start. Now where timing starts, but the first you don't have to worry about it. But if you're using it as part of the song, you gotta keep in your 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever your time signature is when you incorporate notes into your chord playing. It all has to flow evenly. All right, I hope this helps. Kind of a short one today. Well, sort of, still 15 minutes, but please make this part of your repertoire. It will only make you a better sounding guitar player at any level, okay? Work on it, play them repetitiously. Don't be afraid to experiment. And remember, if it sounds good with your ear, don't get all preoccupied about, oh, what note is the scale from? What scale am I playing? Don't worry about it. If it sounds good with your ear, hey, it's fair game and it's yours. All right, remember, all this happens when you just play your guitar, okay? Thanks for your ongoing support. If you like what you see, you think I can help you, 2 things I'd like you to do to support the channel is hit the subscribe button and join me on my live shows. Okay, I do a couple a week from beginners to intermediate. We talk about guitar techniques. We talk about all things guitar. I show you things. We have a bit of a lesson. We just exchange information, and we have a good time. Sometimes I just play some songs, and, well, hey, it is what it is. All right, see you later. Bye for now.